Live on WFLA now, this is Hey JB. Here's JB Buno.
The father of missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery being arraigned on multiple charges today after being arrested this morning in connection with his daughter's disappearance. We're moments away from the father, Adam Montgomery, being arraigned in New Hampshire court. Hey there, everybody. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA now. We'll have it for you here in just a second. Want to let you know you can click on the link in the description on this video to get to the very latest on Adam Montgomery, the father of Harmony Montgomery being arrested on multiple charges. Let's get you to the courtroom feed. It's about to get underway here within several minutes, as we understand it. Again, the arraignment of Adam Montgomery, father of Harmony Montgomery. I'll be stepping away from the microphone as we get ready for the live stream, listening in here from New Hampshire.
What does that mean?
Good afternoon, everyone. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now. You're looking here at the right side of the screen at Adam Montgomery, arrested on multiple charges in connection with his daughter's disappearance. The daughter that we've been streaming about here on WFLA Now, Harmony Montgomery, 7 years old, but hasn't been seen since October of 2019, despite just recently being reported missing to police. There's some new details emerging here on this story, and we're going to go through those details. Want to let you know that as soon as the court proceeding begins for the arraignment for Adam Montgomery here, we'll be able to cut away. All of this being done virtually. Court proceedings now, in large part, being done virtually as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. So that's why you're hearing all the various reporters. Every time you hear that beeping sound, it's another reporter logging in, or it's another member of the public logging in to the call itself to see Adam Montgomery's arraignment here in New Hampshire court. So that's about to get underway. As soon as there's action, I have it right here on the touchscreen. As soon as there's action on the court feed, I'll switch over to you, switch over for you, excuse me, and we'll be able to listen in. Hello to everybody joining us on YouTube. In fact, the only places that we're live right now are WFLA.com and also on YouTube, where I can see that the audience is starting to build here. You haven't missed anything if you're just joining us. Adam Montgomery here is set to be arraigned momentarily. It was originally scheduled for 11 a.m. in New Hampshire court. It then got pushed back to noon, and here we are. It's about 10 or so after the hour, and we are still awaiting on the actual proceeding getting underway on the multiple charges that Adam Montgomery was arrested for this morning. Let's go over some of the details. Big shout out to Victoria Price. She's a reporter over at 7 News, formerly of WFLA. and Victoria tweeting out some information here about the affidavit. Now, I'm going to read this here from Victoria. Victoria now being a reporter for 7 News in Boston, so she's able to get these documents on the hurry. And it says, a redacted affidavit reads that Harmony's mother, Crystal Sorey, reached out to police on November of 2018, concerned about her daughter's well-being. Or, excuse me, I don't know if that's November. Make sure I have that right. So I'm reading it here directly from Victoria. That the daughters, okay, so that Crystal Sorey reached out to police concerned about her daughter's well-being. Adam had custody. The father had custody of 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery. She had lost custody the year prior. Manchester's mayor's office also confirming that Crystal had reached out to police for help regarding her daughter. And reading this also here from Victoria's Twitter account, when Manchester police made contact with Adam's relatives last week, they voiced concerns about Harmony's care and treatment and the alleged abuse that was taking place. Great uncle Kevin Montgomery telling Victoria Price that the same earlier this week, including his efforts to notify the appropriate officials on Harmony's behalf back in 2019. So this is concern going back now a couple of years. But the big question still remains, where is Harmony Montgomery? And of course, prayers all over the internet, all over social media, that she is found safe and sound without incident. But here, getting a little bit more of a light shined on some of the alleged abuse that she had to deal with in her home. Again, we've been talking about this on WFLA now in the past. Sometimes when we deal with missing person cases, they intersect with so many other issues and problems that occur, and many of them occurring within a missing child's home or within the family's home itself. Showing you here the raw courtroom feed. You can see that various reporters, various members of the media are just now logging in here to the court system, where we're going to show you the video call as soon as it gets underway. In fact, there's the kind of the Zoom look, if you will, the 6 different feeds that we have up. I think that there are dozens and dozens of members of the media that have filed in to see the courtroom feed there in the top right-hand portion of your screen. So we'll stay here with you live, everybody on WFLA Now, with the main court feed. And as soon as it gets underway, you'll be able to listen in for Adam Montgomery's arraignment in New Hampshire.
There's time for you to set up.
As more and more people file in here to YouTube and to WFLA.com, JB Buno here with you live on stream, and we're awaiting the beginning of the court proceeding for Adam Montgomery, father of missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery. We'll be going over more of this in detail in the minutes ahead. Again, just waiting for the court proceeding to get underway and waiting for our audience to file in. We're also standing by to begin our Facebook live stream so that we're live across all platforms here on WFLA Now, standing by for the arraignment of Adam Montgomery. JB here with you live, everybody, on #AJB on WFLA Now. Glad to have you with us. Wherever you're watching from, here live on YouTube and on WFLA.com, we're awaiting the beginning of the court proceeding, the arraignment for Adam Montgomery, arrested just this morning. And as we understand it, the details are still coming out about the circumstances surrounding his arrest. But the arrest itself stems with an incident involving his daughter, Harmony Montgomery. They are not directly connected to her disappearance. All of this, of course, falling under the scope of where is Harmony. But let's make it very clear that the charges themselves, the individual charges, I'll go through the list here in just a moment, but the individual charges themselves, they stem from an incident involving Harmony and the alleged abuser, Adam Montgomery, seen here, his mugshot on the right side of your screen, arrested on the most serious charge being second-degree assault, as well as he has a misdemeanor charge of interference with custody and 2 misdemeanor charges of endangering the welfare of a child. So you have the felony charge of second-degree assault, misdemeanor charges of interference with custody, and then multiple 2 misdemeanor charges of endangering the welfare of a child. These, again, are connected to an incident that is said to have occurred. We'll go over more of the details as they begin to sort of become more clear from a law enforcement perspective. Again, the arrest just occurring this morning as the FBI got involved as far as spreading the word last night, putting it out on their various social media platforms. FBI Boston trying to assist, doing everything they can to assist Manchester police. Manchester, New Hampshire, a relatively small northeastern New England town. FBI doing, of course, everything they can to assist in getting the word out, spreading the images, spreading the name. Harmony Montgomery, trying to do everything they can to bring her home safely. Hasn't been seen in 2 years, since October of 2019. Here's the pictures. They're heartbreaking seeing these pictures, knowing that these are pictures from when she was 5 years old, when she would have been going into kindergarten. Now she's 2 years older, though the pictures, and we were on stream yesterday with News Nation's Marquis Martin, the pictures are believed to be very close to what Harmony would look like now. That the age of that 2 years elapsing wouldn't change her appearance all that much. She would just be a little bit larger, a little bit of a bigger girl. Again, 7 years old now, 5 years old when she went missing in October of 2019. We are awaiting for the arraignment to get underway. Interesting that we have now a second delay. The first arraignment court time was set for 11 Eastern. So that was an hour and 20 minutes ago. It got pushed back to noon. And now we are monitoring the same feeds that everyone else is monitoring. This court portal showing you all the various media that have filed into the to the online portal for, you see it there in the bottom right-hand portion of the screen. The judge is going to be there. And, you know, what's interesting, it's interesting to note that virtually these arraignments have occurred in a lot of different states, including here in Florida, where we are in Florida. The arraignments can occur with the judge being, of course, in court, and the arraigned individual being in a completely different building, sometimes on a completely different end of a jurisdiction. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what transpires here in the moments ahead. Again, live here on WFLA Now, awaiting the court arraignment for Adam Montgomery. as we await our live feed officially beginning across multiple social media platforms here, we're, of course, awaiting a Facebook live stream from getting underway. We're live on WFLA.com right now and on YouTube. Specifically, hello to our YouTube live audience. You can use hashtag HJB as we do here. This is what we do, interactive journalism on WFLA Now. We feature your comments. We talk with you guys. We haven't officially launched the beginning of our stream yet because the court proceeding hasn't began yet, so I can't animate comments on screen just yet until that gets underway. But I can shout out some comments from the YouTube live comment section and do my very best to answer some of the questions that are coming in at this time. Excuse me, Nora Hall. Hello there to you, Nora. Why did it take, the golden question, why did it take 2 years for Harmony to be reported missing? I think that this is a question that's going to become more and more clear as we get more and more information from law enforcement. The focus for law enforcement in the press conference that took place on Monday and in all of their communication out has been to find Harmony, that the details, the minutia, if you will, the details surrounding her disappearance are secondary right now to locating her alive. That is of primary importance. So we don't have too many details as to what the disconnect was. There's clearly a massive disconnect with this family and how a mother was unable to see her child for a period of 2 years. We had, of course, heard through various reports that the father was in custody of Harmony Montgomery, and now getting a little bit more light being shed with this arrest, with the arrest of Adam. And we'll throw Adam's picture up here on screen. This is, for those of you just joining us, this is his mugshot. So we're going to find out more. We're going to find out more here through law enforcement on exactly who was supposed to have custody, why there wasn't visitation from other family members, why a period of 2 years. But let's make this clear as well. Let's make this very clear. And something we didn't get to talk about on stream yesterday with Marky, but the pandemic has created this new reality where families are fragmented. There are members of my family that I haven't seen in a long time, in a very long time. And a lot of it is as a result of the pandemic. I've had family gatherings that have been canceled because of unexpected waves of COVID being spread in different portions of the country. Now, I know what moms are thinking. Moms are thinking, there's nothing that could keep me away from my daughter for 2 years, pandemic or not. There were mothers live on stream. I was going through the comments yesterday after our stream saying that if my kids go quiet for 10 minutes in the living room, my eyebrows start to raise because something's not right if my kids aren't hooting and hollering. So to not hear your daughter's voice, to not see your daughter's eyes, to not be with her and spend time with her and talk to her for a period of 2 years, there's clearly a massive disconnect with this family. And the family for law enforcement hasn't been the focus, at least publicly. The focus has been on the family and their connection to Harmony's disappearance. But publicly, as far as the call to put out to the media and to the public, to plead with the public to help find Harmony alive, that is solely focused on Harmony and really not really focused on that disconnect that occurred with the family. It seems like we have a little bit of action here on the court shot. There's some people coming and going. I'll just kind of listen in here from the court feed for a second. I'll continue to go through some more of your hashtag AJB comments. Again, right now streaming to YouTube Live, streaming as well to WFLA.com, where we have an article with the latest on Adam Montgomery's arrest. And we're about to begin our Facebook live stream as soon as we have the proceeding, the arraignment for Adam Montgomery getting underway here in New Hampshire. Reading Nicole Miller's comment, she was responding to when I was talking about COVID. She says, hashtag AJB. And again, we only shout out the comments with the hashtag just so that if you don't want your comment to be spotlighted on a news broadcast, we're not going to spotlight it if we don't want if you don't want it to be spotlighted. So the hashtag system is a way of getting our attention and saying that you want to be kind of acknowledged out of our comment sections across our various social media platforms. Nicole Miller, hashtag HJB. As far as I'm concerned, COVID is not a good enough excuse to be performing home visits. The state should have paid for hazmat suits for caseworkers to do so, not like they can't afford it. I think that most mothers out there, just most people, human beings, are saying that it's just so, this story is just so strange, because you're thinking about a family that went 2 years without seeing their 5, 6, 7-year-old daughter. That's a long time to not see your kid. And I was referencing the pandemic as a reason why families have been disconnected over the last couple of years, really going back to early 2020. That's when families started to really separate, especially if you were separated geographically. Air travel has been not as popular, clearly, because of the pandemic in recent years. So if you were in different sections of the country, especially, families have had a disconnect. But I just want to just point out, I completely agree with you, Nicole. Regardless of COVID, just put away the pandemic. It doesn't matter. The fact that there was this massive disconnect where family members didn't see Harmony for a period of 2 years, it just, I think that the overall encompassing feeling is that there's more to this story. And again, when you hear about the charges that Adam Montgomery is facing, you're hearing about charges connected to this incident that occurred with Harmony, this alleged incident, second-degree assault, interference with custody, endangering the welfare of a child. These are serious charges, and they're not connected to her disappearance directly, according to authorities. However, these are serious charges, and it speaks to what Harmony's life might have been like over these last couple of years if she was, in fact, with Adam on the right side of your screen, the father. So we're finding out more details. They are emerging. We know that there's social media gossip. We know that there are family members posting on social media. It's very, very important that we keep things rooted in reality, as we do on WFLA Now, and speak to the facts of the case as which we know them through credible sources of information. Court feed, we're waiting on things getting underway from New Hampshire. Hey folks, JB Buno here with you live on WFLA. Now you see there that the host has removed you from the meeting. This is a little strange. So we deal with web portals all the time when it comes to virtual court proceedings, such as an arraignment, and we have now been kicked out of multiple connections to this particular arraignment through the court portal. So very strange. We had a primary feed and we also had a backup feed, doing our due diligence to ensure that if we lost connection with one, that we could go to the backup and be able to bring it to you. But we're just having a myriad of problems when it comes to this New Hampshire court, Hillsborough County and New Hampshire, their court system's online portal. Could it be connected to just an insane influx of various reporters trying to connect to one, really what is in essence a Zoom call, one Zoom call? We're trying to reconnect right now. We're going to try to restore the feed, but a lot of different reporters in a lot of different markets right now, a lot of different networks and various affiliates, they're also having difficulties connecting to this court proceeding. So we're trying to get to the bottom of it, and we'll continue, of course, to keep it posted here on WFLA Now as far as what is occurring with the court feed out of New Hampshire. Folks, I'm just going to be very honest with you. I have rejoined this meeting and I changed my username to please don't remove. So hopefully, using the word please will stop us from getting kicked out of the again virtual arraignment for Adam Montgomery. You can see the court feed is still up there on the right side of your screen. There's no audio as we understand it, but trying to regain our way in, and hopefully this username and just being nice will work. Stand by. Well, folks, maybe the please don't remove username is working because we have a steady feed, but still no start of the Adam Montgomery arraignment. You can see one of the members of court personnel. They're sort of on the center of your screen, but the judge, him or herself, hasn't filed in. So while we do have a steady feed and a single feed, so hopefully this one works, as of right now, the scheduled noon arraignment, noon Eastern, hasn't gotten underway as we're now. So that actually is them switching off their video feed. So we didn't lose connection, but that's basically the equivalent of being on a Zoom call and turning off your camera. That's what the Hillsborough County North courtroom just did on their online portal. So this is all we have to look at. Welcome to court proceedings in 2022 amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Normally, there would be photojournalists, video cameras, feeds in the courtroom itself, or there would be what they call a pool camera, a single camera that feeds out to the media. Different courtrooms in different counties of different states have their different systems, depends on a lot of different factors, but really everyone, as courts too, have gone virtual and having to adapt with the COVID-19 pandemic. So stand by.
Live on WFLA now, this is Hey JB. Here's JB Buno.
Adam Montgomery, father of missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery, will not be appearing in court in New Hampshire. After being arrested this morning on multiple charges, Harmony remains missing and the sole focus of a nationwide search for, again, the missing 7-year-old out of Manchester, New Hampshire. Hey there, everybody. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA now. Okay, so the reason that they were kicking everybody else out of the Zoom call was because they announced in court that Adam Montgomery's arraignment had been waived. So this occurring about 10 or so minutes ago, Boston Globe among those tweeting it out. And we were just confirming and making sure that the information that we had was correct. And because, of course, I always have to verify the information. So Adam Montgomery will not be appearing in court, waiving his arraignment, of course, being waived. There will be, of course, court documents to come out following this as far as the charges that have been filed. Let's go over those charges. Charge of second-degree assault, that's a felony charge, and then misdemeanor charges added on of of interference with custody, as well as misdemeanor charges of endangering the welfare of a child. Here is Adam. Oh, no, actually, there's the court system that we were trying so desperately to log back into. Adam Montgomery, here on the right side of your screen, the father of Harmony Montgomery, who has been arrested and is in custody, connected to this incident, this alleged abuse that occurred. A charge of second-degree assault is what It's the felony charge that we have Adam Montgomery here facing. So we're going to continue to monitor this story. We're going to hop off the live stream here. Unfortunately, because we don't have a live feed here to bring you, we're going to be hopping off the live stream and preparing for other news here at WFLA. We're, of course, in Tampa, Florida, but paying attention to the stories that you're reading the most on WFLA.com, the WFLA app. But we have the latest if you click on the link in the description on this video, it'll take you over to WFLA.com where you can read the latest of what we have on this story. So we're standing down from our stream here on WFLA now. Again, tried everything that we could to bring you an arraignment that ultimately will not be occurring in a live stream format. Again, after the appearance itself, the arraignment itself being waived in Hillsborough County, New Hampshire court. Everybody, I'm JB Buno. More on WFLA.com and the WFLA app. Thanks for being with us.